Welcome to 2 Bits in 2 Minutes this morning. Have you ever considered some of the most deadliest of jobs in America? One of them is logging. I suppose it's due to the large trees, the heavy equipment, the saws, and the tiresome labor that you go through. It is a 20 to 30% above average fatality rate dealing with logging. The other is crab fishing. Going out on those large boats onto the sea, trying to go and fish for crabs. It is a fatality rate of 80% of the national average in the United States. Wow, those are big numbers, right? But I want you to think about another job that is the most deadly of all if you continue to work in it, and that is to be a worker of iniquity. Spiritually thinking, workers of iniquity are those who are engaged in sin, and the fatality rate there is 100%. If you stay in sin, you're going to die. Romans chapter 6, verse 23, Paul's going to tell us that the wages of sin is death. I want you to think about how can we overcome this? How do we not become a statistic in one of the most deadliest of jobs in America or the world? Romans chapter 6, verse 1 and following, Paul is going to tell us how we can get out of sin, how we can be one and united with God. Listen to the words from Romans chapter 6, starting in verse 1. He says, "What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?" He says, "Certainly not. How shall we who have died to sin live any longer in it?" And here's the catch. "Do you not know that as many of us as were baptized into Christ Jesus were baptized into his death? Therefore, we were buried with him through baptism into death, that just as Christ was raised from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we should walk in newness of life. For if we have been united together in the likeness of his death, certainly we shall be in the likeness of his resurrection. Knowing this, our old man was crucified with him, that the body of sin might be done away with, that we should no longer be slaves to sin." Thanks be to God that we don't have to stay in the deadliest of jobs. We don't have to be workers of iniquity. But whether God has given us a gift, the opportunity and a hope to be one with him through Jesus Christ, his Son. Think about these things today. Is your life right with God? Keep striving, keep serving him. I pray blessings on your day. Thanks for joining us for 2 Bits in 2 Minutes this morning.